Hello friends of TvAgro, today we are in the municipality of Cundinamarca in the San Jose farm. Today I want to show you how to make our venture on the production of duck egg and duck embryo. In our farm we are managing a system that the ducks are outdoors. Let's say most of the time the ducks will be outdoors in these pens and they will always be here, and at night we leave them in some pens so we can say collect the clean egg. And they can sleep well. Additionally, let's say to this, we take the ducks out 2 days a week to graze. They collect grass that they find on the farm. Why did we start this project? We started this project because the embryo and the duck egg bring us many benefits for our health, and here we are taking care of them. Let's say here we manage a system where the ducks are outdoors. Most of the time the ducks will be in these pens, and in the pen over there where we have other ducks. Here we have 70 female ducks and 10 male ducks, and in the other pen we have 20 female ducks and 10 male ducks, the ones over there. The 30 were the first ones we started with, and they are already 2 years old. And the ones here are about 1.5 years old, and as you can see the infrastructure for the pens here is not so big, because it is an infrastructure that is very handmade and we can do it with low costs. The ducks do not require too much infrastructure to be able to take care of them. We are taking these ducks out twice a week to pasture, and they collect bugs there. They collect grass, and it also helps them to have a better health and a better welfare. There are several breeds of ducks. Here at the farm we are managing 4 breeds of ducks. The duck breed here, which is Khaki Campbell, the Peking duck breed, the Muscovy duck breed, and the Chilean duck breed. When we brought them when they were 15 weeks old, we brought them small. And let's say they have to be taken care of in the first months. They must be kept at a certain temperature and in a closed place to avoid invasive species arriving here and eating them. Besides this, it is important that in that place where we have them the ducks are in an environment that is clean of microbes or bacteria and avoid diseases. The ducks have around a cost. When they are 15 days old, they have a cost of around 8,000 to 9,000 pesos each duck. And of the process, let's say in the first months what we do is to give them initiation food. After that we start feeding them from 4 months of age, depending on what we want. If we want to produce fattening ducks, we start feeding them farm feed for fattening, and if we want ducks for egg production, we start feeding them farm feed to stimulate egg production. To feed the ducks we use these tires. Lids are things that we recycle. We are committed to the environment. And we want to use here those things that we no longer use or no longer serve us. We use them to feed the ducks. For example, these jars in which we give them water here were jars that had molasses for the cattle. We adapt them to make nurseries for the water, for the ducks. We also have a ditch over there so that the ducks never run out of water during the day. What food we give them? We usually use the laying farm that is given to the chickens, and we also supplement them with palm kernel grass, corn silage, and some kitchen scraps. So let's show you how we feed the ducks today. We feed the ducks twice, once at 6:30 in the morning and the other at 3 in the afternoon. What portion do they need? They need a portion of 150 to 160 grams for each duck, which means that in a day we are giving them between 11 to 12 kilos per day of concentrated feed plus supplementation, which are tree plants that we find on the farm, and palm kernel or corn silage. The breed that produces the most eggs or that is most used for egg production is the Khaki Campbell breed. Actually in Colombia there is no place where one could buy 100 female ducks or 200 female ducks of this breed, because when there is still intensive production, then what we get is different breeds. The khaki Campbell duck breed are these brown ones that are the ones that lay around 250 eggs to 300 eggs per year, while the breed that is most used for meat production is the Peking duck breed, which are the totally white female ducks, and the beak of an orange color. It is the Peking duck breed. They reach an average weight around 4 months old. Females of 3 kilos and males of 3.5 kilos to 4 kilos. It is essential that for every 7 female ducks 1 male duck is used. This is the rule, let's say the recommendation, because if more ducks are used, the ducks can in the process when they are mating, let's say hurt the female duck, and here as they step on her and are heavier they can cause fractures and even death of the female ducks. So the recommended is 1 duck for every 7 females. So that the egg is fertile, and after this we can sell the fertile egg, and also from this we can take out the incubation process. Many questions are, how can you differentiate a male duck from a female? The main characteristics of the male ducks is that they have a greenish colored head, besides that they have 2 raised feathers at the end of the tail, which are called in popular culture the feathers of the sex, which identify them as male ducks. In addition to this, also in the sense as granan, if a male duck grasna a little lower, a little softer than the female duck usually has a higher grasna. They make more noise at the time of this. There is also a ritual that when the females are beginning to mate, that at night the females circle the ducks and begin to dance on the ducks. The females begin to dance around the ducks to look for a mate. Ducks are animals of habit, and therefore the male duck, when after he forms his Eden, he takes his 7 females, and he will not look for more females, but he will continue with his females there during the process. The same in flocks. That is why we have 2 flocks here. The last one that we brought cannot join with the other one because soon they can get to the occasion. Let's say that they get together. Or they are not going to pass it to each other because they are herds. The herd with which they were created from the beginning will remain with that one until the end. Also, another care that the females must have is to give them vitamins, because we give them vitamins here at the farm. This helps them not to suffer from diseases such as decalcification, and that the eggs will have a well-formed shell, because if they are not given vitamins the females will have a decalcification process, and they will lay the egg in a way with the shell moved, or the shell will not be strong enough. How can we give them vitamins? We give them vitamins in the water, yes. We put a small cup of vitamins in the water, and this helps us to give the females more calcification. We also carry out a process of deworming the animals. This process is done with a totally natural product, which is the red onion that is grown here in the municipality of Cundinamarca. What we do is to take an onion, liquefy it and mix it with the food. This helps the animals not to have or to have parasites, and later, as the ducks suffer some lung diseases, the red onion helps them to decongest or to have cleaner lungs so that they can have a better breathing. Here we are in the place where the females sleep, and we made these places first so that the females at night do not run risks with the animals that are, let's say, from the bush, such as weasel ranches, and later to be able to collect the eggs in a clean way, and so that the females do not suddenly go to the other farm to lay the eggs. Here what we avoid is that they will lose egg production. In these corrals we need to disinfect them periodically, which is about every 4 months. We disinfect the corrals. How we do the process? We do it with a machine that we use to fumigate a farm or the ones that are normally used, and the preparation we do is garlic, lime and iodine. We stir it with water, and at that moment we start to disinfect the corrals. It is important to disinfect the corrals so that the animals will not suddenly contract diseases such as parasites. It is important to disinfect the pens so that the animals do not contract diseases such as parasites, or eat a bug or something that could cause the animal to die. All the spaces in the pen are disinfected, from the entrance to the mesh to the plastic, where the eggs are placed. Everything is disinfected and also collected. Although the female excrement is very liquid, but sometimes it is also like the hen, we also have to collect the manure, or let's say the excrement of the female, to clean it and thus begin the disinfection process. then we take the machine. We make the preparation as I was telling you, iodine, lime and garlic, and we start to fumigate. Let's say the infrastructure is not so high for the care of the ducks. How we built this pen. This pen we used a mesh that had been voted here in the sports center. Let's say they made a change in the sports center. We took that mesh and used it to make the walls of the pens. And we used a black plastic. It is important to use a black plastic because, if we suddenly use a white plastic, it can cause the temperature to increase. And the females can drown. Although it is not necessary to have a pond or a well for the breeding of ducks, and it is highly recommended, because they are aquatic birds, and like any aquatic bird they need a lake, to recreate and to have fun and to improve their welfare. Here in the lake we take them out 2 or 3 times a week so that they are not stressed, and that they improve production and have a better welfare. If they want to make a pond to create their females, or that does not imply that we make certain measures, the important thing is that it is big enough, depending on the number of females that they have, so that they have space to move and to be able to release the stress that they have. They usually release stress by flapping their wings too hard. So it is advisable to have a space or a well, depending on the number of animals, so that they can move their wings in distress. In this lagoon is a lagoon that has always been there on the farm, and it is about 15 meters long and about 7 meters deep, about 4 meters wide. I hope this video has helped all those people who want to start soon a venture on the production of duck or want to take care of their animals as a domestic way to beautify their farms. Remember, my name is Steven Ruiz. You can follow us on our social networks as @los_pedos_de_nico. And if you want more information, you can write us the number 300-408-3751.